For the third learning objectives, we are going to interpret the charts. But before we do that, we need to copy it out of the Google Sheets and put it in a Google Docs. The reason being that when you are presenting your data, it's very unlikely that the people that you're presenting it to are going to see your see the Excel or the Google Sheets where you created your data. The reason being that a lot of them are not going to be familiar with data and trying to make sense of it. So presenting it using Google Sheets is only going to make it very complicated for them. And for much of the time, you're either presenting it as a PowerPoint, or you are, putting your data in a report, which means that you're needing to transfer your data from Google Sheets or Excel into a Word document or Google Docs. So we are going to first of all export the charts from Google Sheets into Google Docs, and then interpret the results. So I have already created a Google Docs a file for it. Let me quickly show you guys what that file. So this is the Google Docs file. It is empty. I haven't put anything here. So I'm going to now go into the Google Sheets to pull up the data that I have for the data set. So let's go to Google Sheets and have a look at that. So this is our pie charts. This is the pie chart, and this is the line chart, and this is the bar charts. So right now the legends are kind of written in a way. It doesn't have a chart title, but this is fine. And then we have the legend. These things are called legend, that has it on top of here. So you can keep it on top of here, fine, or you can switch it up and put it in a different position. So to put it in a different position, all you need to do is double click on the legend, and then you go here and you can put it in different places, bottom, top, left, and everything. So I prefer to have it on the right, so that this way it's kind of out of the way, and people can easily see it. From here you can change the format, the fonts, and you can change the size. You can also do that here. Let's see, I want to make it a little bigger. Let's make it a 14, so it's a little bigger than this, and everything is all good. So that is for the line chart. So let's do the same. Okay, the bar chart has already been formatted, so let me move it to a 14 as well. So everything is all good here. We have this. I want to make this a little broader as well. It was at 15, but I want to make it from 60. It was at 50, but I want to make it from, yeah. So this is fine. So this way it's kind of closer, and there's a lot more space here. All right, so now what we need to do is to export these files from Google Sheets, export the charts from Google Sheets to Google Docs. So unlike how it is in Google Slides, when you exported your pivot table and you were able to format it in Google Slides, it doesn't work the same for Google Docs. So all the formatting that you need to do, you have to do it inside Google Sheets before you export it into Google Docs. So let's go go back to let's go to the line charts and see if we can take off the grid lines here. You can leave it if you want to, or you can take it off. I am perfectly fine with this the way that it is, so I can keep it, but you can also take it off if that's something that you want. You can just have it to make it transparent, so that this way you see everything, nothing is shown here. But you can also kind of leave things to be the way that it is. I've kind of made it a little faint so that it's not so obvious with that. So that is that. So now let's do the exporting. So we're going to start with the pie chart. We're going to export the pie chart, then export the line chart, and then export the bar chart. So to export the charts, you click on the charts, and then you go into, if you try to right click, you're not going to be able to do that. It's only going to give you these options as a way of changing up the charts. So the only way to copy it is to click on the chart, you go to edit, and then you click copy. So that's how you copy it. And now let's go to Google Sheets and drop it. Sorry, Google Docs. So to do that, you can right click and you click paste. So remember to use the link to Sheets rather than this. So you let it be linked to spreadsheet. Okay, so this is our pie chart. So it's all in a nice state. Now there are different ways that you can paste it in such a way that you can type the things that you want to type. So these are the different ways, but this is in line of text, this is text wrap and all that. But for now, let's just leave it the way that it came as a default. So but now we want to insert the line chart, which is the next one I want to insert. So in order to do that, I want to have the charts in each, for them to be in their own individual pages, so that this way they're not kind of competing for space with one another. So in order to do that, there are things that I could do. I could either use the enter key and keep on going down, or a much quicker way of doing that is to insert a page break. So you go into insert and then down to page break and click page break. So that takes you straight to the next page. Now I need to insert the line charts. So I'm getting that from Excel, Google Sheets. I go to edit, I copy, and then I will paste. Also allow it to paste a link to spreadsheets, and I have that. Now let's put the final charts, which is the bar charts. So I'm grabbing that from Google Sheets, and copy, and here it is. Control Z, Control V, click, and there we have it. So we have all three charts in its own individual page here, so everything is all good. Now let's get into data interpretation. So your data interpretation is meant to come from the data that has been that is in your chart, in your graph. So let's, first of all, before we get to that, let's label the charts. The reason why you need to label first is because if you're writing a report, there's oftentimes a lot of things that you're saying in the report, and so in order to talk about the data that is in the graphs or in the chart, you need to reference that chart or that graph. In order to do that, you need to label the charts to be able to do that. I will show you guys what I mean by referencing the chart, but for now, let us put a name. Let us label the graphs. So let's to do that, I want to go down. So the way that graphs are labeled is kind of different from the way tables are labeled. So tables are labeled with the label at the bottom of the table, while charts are labeled with the label at the top of the graph. So let's do that. Let me try to do that. Let's see if I do it this way, if I will be able to get down here. I'm trying to I want to send it down. so that I can put the label on top of it. So let's see if this will work for it. Okay, I may have to move it down and click it. Yeah, so moved it down a little bit so that I'm able to put the label on top of it. So because this is the first graph, I'm going to call it figure 1. So this is the first graph. So in the sub question, the sub question says, I'm copying it from Google Sheets. Sub question says compare the proportion of parental satisfaction with IEP program. So I can change this sub question and put it in such a manner that it looks like a label. So in this case, I'm just going to call it proportion of parental satisfaction with the with IEP program. So I'm just going to put that here, and let me kind of make it all look nice and cool. And this is with the IEP program. So this is the figure, this is the labeling for this data. So which is to say that this is information is for this label is for the chart here. Now let's do the same for the line chart. So let's move it down a little bit. Now the reason I switch that into text, break text, is so that I'm able to click on top of it. Sorry, I need to click on top of this to create in order to insert it. Let's see. Okay, so now it lets me. So this will be figure 2. Let me move this back up so that I'm able to have it closer to the figure. Oh, sorry, moved it 2 down. Move it a little bit up. All right, so this is fine. Figure 2. So the sub question is compare parental satisfaction with the IEP program to lead score in the last 5 years. So let's rename it to be parental satisfaction with the IEP program for okay, just put that here. Let's say average IEP score compared to parental satisfaction. So average LEAP score. Let's put it the year 2018 to 2022 compared to parental satisfaction with the IEP program. All right, so let's do that. We can put that here to be our label, and this is, I like to use the same format everywhere and bolding it. So this is that. I can also change that. Instead of this, I will have it as parental satisfaction on it compared. So compared to the average LEAP score. Average LEAP score 2018 to 2022. So either ways is fine. So we have labeled the second graph. So now let's label the third graph, which is the bar charts. Once again, put that into break text so that this way I can move it down a little bit in order to put in my label. So we have figure 3, and from the figure 3 also we'll get the name from the sub question so that it can appropriately reflect the information that we have here. So we can put this ADHD symptoms compared to average LEAP score. Average LEAP score, and then we put the year of the LEAP scores. So that's 2018 to 2022. If you guys are wondering why I'm including average lip score, the reason is that this graph itself is the one with the average lip score. It's not the one with the individual lip score. So you don't want to, you want to make sure that the information, the label that you use correctly reflects the information that is on your graph, so that when someone looks at it, they know what it is that they are expecting to see. So I've labeled all my tables accurately. And now let us get into the part of interpreting the results. Now, for me, before I will interpret the results, I want to do a separate video for interpreting the results, so that this way it's this video is not too long for that. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye.